Hi everybody, Travis Calsill here from Crewgear.com, Industrial Dream Supply. I've been making these things for 20 plus years. I was building them off and on, trying my best. I was a fan. I started a company called Sinister Hand Productions through Fangoria magazine. And then I caught wind that Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5 was actually going to be gearing up. I took it upon myself to call up New Line Cinema and see if I could get a job. And they actually hired me. They said, sure. They said, we're moving our sound stages in. I said, I'll work for free. I just want to be part of it. They said, come on down. I moved them in for about 2 weeks. Anyway, about 3 months later, I thought I'd take a little trip down and see if I could actually see one of the gloves. I mean, at this point, I was totally obsessed. I had gone as far as I could. I wanted to see the actual thing. You know, I wanted to... Chances were nil, but I tried anyway. So I drove up about 3 in the morning. There was a night shift working, doing sets, doing construction work, and I walked on set. Saw a lot of great stuff. I saw the house. It was a mock-up right in the middle of the stage, 1428 Elm. I went down to the effects lab. Danny Hassel came up. He was all tattered and torn from the motorcycle sequence, said hello, very nice guy. On my way out, I was met by Sarah Risher, actually stopped by Sarah Risher. She asked me what I was doing, and I said, you know, fast talking as I could, I moved you guys into production offices, I'm really looking for a job, and I'd love to do anything at all. The next day I got a phone call. She said, how would you like to be a stagehand? Next day I started work, walked on set, Robert Englund was there, the cast was there. I wanted to see the glove, that's all I cared about. I found Ryan Effner. I said, hey, I'm a kid, I want to see the gloves, I'm a huge fan, I'm working on the show. He said, okay, let me show you what we got. Pulled out the box, I saw every glove from the shoot. I saw gloves from the TV series with the dentist drills and, you know, all the tchotchkes, and it was a dream come true. Ryan Effner had shown me quite a few tricks of the trade, measurements, he told me where to get the original supplies, I knew how to get the gloves, da-da-da. I thought, I'm gonna go of it, you know, on my own. And started Crewgear.com. It was a take on 2 words, Freddy Krueger and his gear. Launched the site in 2002, ran through 2005, I believe, and it got really, really big. And I was in the middle of a move. I decided, okay, I'm going to suspend the site. I'm building the brand new site behind me that I'm sure you see behind this rather sinister looking piece of hardware. And that's what I'm doing right now. So here we are looking at some of my original gloves from the original Crewgear.com site, which I am bringing back. Recently, some rather stellar references come up, so I've decided to retool these gloves. I no longer make these models. I've stripped them down, and now I'm making what I feel are, you know, the definitive model. People obsess about all sorts of things, especially where movies are concerned. Props of all sorts. You know, myself and others were all drawn to horror. You know, the original Nightmare on Elm Street struck just the right time, just the right chord, at just the right point in cinematic history, I think. And it stands up. It's a stand-alone movie. You know, whether or not there were 7 or 8 sequels, it's a seamless piece of celluloid. And it's one of, you know, it's one of the classic tales. It's, you know, it's Beauty and the Beast, it's things that go bump in the night. This is what turns me on, it's what turns glove makers on. This is what gets me going. This is what I really like to do, and I'm very intricate with my hands. I'm an artist by trade. Stuff like this, I could spend hours and days and months and years, and as anyone will attest, I generally do, to make sure it's absolutely perfect. 20 plus years later, I'm still doing it. I mean, I'm just getting the rivets and everything else down to where I'm really happy with it. But that's just my opinion. So, you know, even somebody like me who's been building these as an expert for as long as I have on his own, always finding out new ways to better them. Even just getting the individual aging patterns on the tips. I mean, it's all trial and error. It took me years. So anybody attempting to build these things, don't ever give up. It's the best advice I can give you. And always keep a sense of mobility.